Hey, how you doing? This is Luke for ProjectTerrahash.com coming to you guys with a video real quick. I'm just sitting here and I was looking at my computer and I went on Coinbase and I'm looking at it right here and you can see that just Bitcoin is just taking a serious dive. Um, let's just take a quick look here. So you've got Bitcoin at $6,190.01 right now. And I mean, it's down this hour. In just the hour, it's lost $500 in value. Okay. So in the day, we've lost a total of, let's see, $2,000 in value on the day. So this is bad news, guys. For the Bitcoin market, this is bad. This is bad news because what this represents. Let's look at the whole year here. What this trend represents to me is, sort of right here. You have all the smart money that got in, and all the people that were basically just mining Bitcoin and stuff like that, and maintaining the blockchain network, and we're making a couple of dollars on it every so often. These are like where the miners and everything got in, and the people who are still really into it with the mining and stuff got in. So Bitcoin won't probably drop below the numbers that it was at when all this smart money got in. So I don't think it'll drop below like 4,000, but it might. Okay, so so from about $1,000 to I'd say about 4 or 5 thousand bucks, right about here, is when all the investment groups and stuff sort of got in and sort of started driving the public to invest in Bitcoin. And then some of it is represented right here too. But right here, this big upswing, this is public buy-in. This is the public buying in at large as the price rises. It's like independent investors in futures contracts. Like this big jump right here, this is buying in of the futures contracts and markets. I'm convinced of it. That's when they bought in. Okay, and they pushed the market almost completely vertical. That's in the course of not even a day right there. That's $3,000 gain in the price. Okay, so it peaks out. We're talking $19,600, $19,300, whatever it was, and then we drop off. And then you see this is the futures contracts sort of getting out. They made their money. Boom. Okay, then they sell out. Look how sharp that decline is. That's futures market. That's large holders getting out. Okay, and then these little drops and little rises, there are the public like selling off a little bit, and then some of the public still buying back in, and people are getting in after the hype because it went up so much, and then you got people that got in during this upswing saying, "Oh, it's going down again," and then they sell off, and now all these the people who are in the public buy-in, sort of like right in here, are selling all of it because word's out that this is going to go down. There's a lot of fear in the market, so it's driving the price super low. So we can look at it in the last week. I mean, as you can see, this thing is just crashing. I mean, it's going to go lower. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets devalued to the point where it goes below $4,000. To be honest, I don't think the Bitcoin is going to rebound. I'm pretty sure this is dead for now. All the public is sold off. You're not going to get the public at large to buy back into this right now. Everybody's either lost their money or broken even, so they're feeling pretty taken. At least I would. But we're losing value at a rate that's just crazy. I mean, so it's lost like $1,000 today. $2,000 since yesterday. We've lost in the Bitcoin market. But there's some silver lining to all this news, and that's that it's pushing down the other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, which you haven't been able to buy at $600. Except for like a month ago. That was the last time you could buy Ethereum at $600, and this Ethereum currency, the blockchain network that's associated with Ethereum is much more promising than the blockchain network associated with the Bitcoin currency. The Bitcoin could be used as like gold 2.0, or sort of like a repository of wealth. Same with the Bitcoin Cash. The Ethereum network, however, is going to be something that the blockchain network is going to continue to be used for other purposes just than the Ethereum cryptocurrency itself. So, I mean, if it was me right now and I had $601 just sitting in my hand, I'd probably buy an Ethereum. I'd probably wait a week and then buy Ethereum. And if you're going to buy your Bitcoins, I would wait a week or a month and let this thing totally bottom out. If it gets to 4,000 buy in, even if it goes lower, it'll rebound eventually because there's so much money associated with just data mining, updating the blockchain that it'll go back to pre-rise levels around $4,000 or whatever. We might stop seeing the decrease now. It might kind of level out because it's really the people who hold a lot of the Bitcoin and use the value are not just the whales in the large market, but the people who maintain the day-to-day operations and use it, for transactions and so on and so forth. So you probably won't see it go below, 4,000, but if it does buy in even more then, mainly because you could still stand to make a lot of money. The markets will probably reproduce the same scenario again with the volatility, where when they fork the currency, and this time they forked it and made Bitcoin Cash, but when they fork it next time and make Bitcoin Cash 2.0 or whatever they're going to make, it's going to probably cause another bubble expansion like this. Okay, I, from here to here, a lot of money was made. Okay, because the futures contracts bet on the market, and then they bet against it. So a lot of money got made in this. Millions of dollars got made in this little part right here. Okay, so people are going to want to do that again. So this jump will happen again. I wouldn't be surprised if it jumps up to similar levels within another 2 or 3 months. But for now, if you have Bitcoins, this isn't financial. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't advise you. But if it was me and I bought in for 4,000, I wouldn't even keep them. I'd sell now, make my 6 grand, and then I'd wait for the market to bottom out again, see how low it gets, and then buy back in if you bought in anywhere in here. So that's all I got on this, and I'd probably buy Ethereum this time rather than Bitcoin, because to be perfectly frank, after doing all the examination and sort of knowing more about the blockchain network associated with Bitcoin, I don't know if this is going to be the thing that, even in the near future, yields a lot of dividends. It just seems to me that this is the technology associated with the blockchain for Bitcoin is kind of antiquated, and there's better stuff out there. Namely, Ethereum is way better as far as the blockchain network goes, and it's more supported, and there's more of a movement behind it. And you also have Litecoin, which is one of the other big ones that saw literally a vertical rise up to $350. So if you bought in when it was $3 at the beginning of the year. So if you had like 150 Litecoins, and then all of a sudden this monster shoots up to 300, he made $300,000 in the course of a day. If it was me, I would have sold as soon as it hit up to like $300, no question. So buy low, sell high, watch this market, let it come on down. It's still going to come down, guys. This has been a trend for the last, I would say, really a sharp decline in this last week I've been watching. So I made this video today to just kind of illustrate and show the graph so you guys can see on my channel what kind of declines we're talking about within Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, etc. Good time to buy into Ethereum if you're gonna. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if it was me, I'd watch this tomorrow. It's not like you're going to see a massive jump in the markets, but if they start to stabilize, then I'd buy when it's low like this. As you see, the price fluctuates so crazy. It's just, you can observe it in the hour. The trend is down. It's going to go down, but then it's like you have these hills and valleys just constantly, and it's just the fluctuation of this currency is just so crazy. So the market is just volatile. So definitely a longer term investment in Bitcoin, that kind of thing. At least at this point, you're not going to make $1 million in a day. You're going to have to wait a year and then know your stuff, know when the forks are coming, know when when they're going to take off futures contracts against the market, really watch markets, and then you'll kind of know what's going on with this a little bit better. There's the year for Bitcoin. You can see that, on the year, if you bought in at the beginning of the year, your Bitcoin holdings are up 501%. That's not a bad return on investment. Okay, so that's all I got. Thank you guys. This is Luke for Project Terahash out.